Welcome to the Divine Connection Podcast. I'm your host, Cristina Aroche, and together we are walking the path of discovering your true self and the alignment with your soul. Through these conversations, you will experience a deeper level of connection with yourself and the universe, and most importantly, you will trust in your spiritual journey ahead. Let's begin. Welcome to another episode of the Divine Connection Podcast. I'm so excited to have you here today and to talk about the deeper meaning behind angel numbers and what they actually mean and what to do when you are receiving angel numbers. And I love this question that came in from Shimrit. And so the question says, in episode 58, you were talking about the connection and numbers you have received from angels and the gratitude for that. I get a lot of numbers, and at the beginning, when I finally noticed it, I tried to find out the meanings of it online, like looking for the meaning of numbers or angel numbers, and I read all sorts of different spiritual meanings for the numbers. Of course, I said thank you to the angels and guides. But you're speaking about just accepting that as a sign of them being there for us. Except for that, is there an actual meaning or a message behind all the numbers? I always feel like I'm missing or unable to decipher a message. Okay, this was such a great question. I love it. And I want to break it down for you further because there is a lot of nuance, I feel, when it comes to angel numbers and receiving angel numbers and how many times we get bombarded with angel numbers. So I'm going to break it down for you so that we kind of get an overall idea of how to address or go about or have an understanding about the meaning of the angel numbers that come up. Now, the first thing I want to start with is to share that I do have videos. It's a whole playlist on my YouTube channel that is related to angel number meanings. So definitely go check that out. All of this is going to be linked in the show notes below this episode. But I do have a playlist that goes through each of the individual angel numbers. So 111, 222, etc. And I also have a free download that you can just grab on my website, which I will also link below this episode in the show notes, where you can download the angel number meanings, which is essentially a quick reference guide of what I share inside each of those individual videos. Now, based off of that, what I share in those videos and the information that has come through for me is that there are specific meanings that are associated with the different numbers. Like there is an overall theme. And so I want you to think of it as an overall theme. Like if I'm receiving 111 all the time, I keep seeing 1111, 111, etc., then there's this overall theme around what I'm desiring to manifest and create and what I'm focusing my vision on. If you are constantly receiving 222 and seeing twos everywhere, then that is going to be related more so to the energy of trust and having faith in the path and that things are unfolding the way that they're meant to. 555, another example, that's related to changes. Changes are happening or about to occur. So you are in a moment or in a threshold of changes unfolding. And we can go on and on and on, but that's why I have those YouTube videos and that free PDF that you can download. So there is a theme. And I definitely feel that if someone is constantly seeing the same angel numbers over and over again, so let's say the ones, you're constantly seeing 1111 and 111, and you see it over and over and over again, then you definitely want to focus on that specific theme and that meaning that's associated with that number. And there's also moments when people receive all of the angel numbers, like from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. It's like you've seen all like the 111, 222, 333, etc. Like everything all at once. You are bombarded all over the place. There's no specific pattern aside from the fact that it's repeating numbers that keep showing up over and over and over and over and over again. And you're like, what does this all mean? Why do I see 777 and then 444 and then 999 and then this? And like there's no actual pattern. I just know that I see all of them constantly all the time. And so when you're in that place, it can feel overwhelming and confusing because there's no, it's not like very focused on just one specific number, maybe two specific numbers. It's just all of them. And that's when I feel like there's more of this general letting you know that the angels are around you, that they're supporting you, that they're guiding you. Like, hey, we see you, we hear you, we're here with you, we heard your prayers, we're supporting you, you're okay. Like, I feel like that's where, when it's more of this overall kind of like wink from them, or a message saying, hey, we've got you, we've got your back, you're okay, kind of a thing, where you're surrounded by the divine and you're being guided onto the path of your greatest potential. So that's where I feel there's more of that nudge coming through, where there's something for you to understand that there's an overall shift that is happening. There's an overall shift that is happening in terms of how you perceive yourself, in terms of who you're becoming, letting you know that the path that's unfolding right now is leading you towards your highest good and greatest potential. And the other thing is that I often hear about people who talk about their spiritual awakening experience and how many times it was kicked off or started off because it kept seeing angel numbers. So I do feel like when there's multiple and it's kind of random and just all over the place, it's really more so a message that's indicating the overall journey that's unfolding for you, that is leading you into your highest good, that's leading you into your greatest potential, that's leading you to your purpose. And so understanding that that's more of the focus right now. And so some questions that you might want to ask yourself or meditate on these questions are: number one, who am I here to be? Number two, what is my purpose? Number three, what is my soul's truth? And to really just take some time to meditate on those questions, like I said, or journal those questions or contemplate them. I don't feel like these are questions that you need to have the answer right now, right away, like go get the answer. It's more so, let me sit with this. Let me just contemplate that. What is my purpose? Who am I here to be? What is my soul's truth? And just thinking about it, contemplating it, let it be there. Let it uh, be surrounding you in your energy and just floating there, and then knowing that it's going to be revealed to you. And so I know that for a lot of people too, here's the thing that I've noticed is that when they start to see angel numbers everywhere, all over the place, all the time, it has often led them to discover more about their true selves, and to discover more about what they've come here to do, to discover more about their gifts, their path as a healer, their path as a light worker, their path as someone who is here to be of service and to bring more healing, more light, more love into the world in some way, to be a voice for spiritual growth, for spiritual connection. That is the thing that often comes through. And that's oftentimes, people start searching, like, I'm seeing all these angel numbers, and it leads them down one path, and then the next thing, and the next thing. And then before you know it, they're in this world where they're like, oh my gosh, like, I think I'm a healer, or I feel like there's something here for me. I feel like I'm actually beginning to realize that I have a greater purpose here on earth, and now I want to know what that is. And so it leads them down this path. That's what I've seen time and time and time and time and time again, that overall, these angel numbers that surround us and that lead us and that guide us and that let us know that the angels are here to support us, there is this deeper nudge that's happening, that's like, listen, you're being nudged to your highest good, to your greatest potential, to who you're here to be. You're being nudged in that direction, and it's important for us to listen, and it's important for us to follow those nudges and to follow that calling. So that's how I see that overall, and that's the deeper meaning that I would give to angel numbers. And so again, it really just depends on the context and on the situation. Overall, yes, of course, like I mentioned in the previous episode, it's gratitude. Like, thank you, angels, for showing me that you're here, that you're surrounding me, that you're guiding me, that you're with me. And then if you want to go deeper with that, then we look at what's the consistent number that you keep seeing over and over and over again. Or if it's just all of them, then it's these questions that I shared with you, meditating on those, thinking about them. What is my purpose? Who am I here to be? What is my soul's truth? And really just allowing the path to lead you and to guide you. Now, one of the things that I will suggest and that I will share, that I'm so excited to share with you all who are listening in, is that I do have a workshop that is called The Healer's Journey. And this is for anyone who has had any sense of, maybe I'm here to be a healer, or any feeling or nudge or calling to develop your healing abilities and to develop your channeling, to develop how you show up as a voice for spiritual growth, for spiritual healing, spiritual connection. So if that is you, if you feel that, then I highly suggest you come and register for this workshop. The details and the link is going to be in the show notes. So you've got lots of resources today in the show notes. Go check it all out. But come join me inside of the Healer's Journey. This is where I'm going to be taking you through the key steps of what it means to be a healer, to become a healer, to discover the inner wise healer that exists within all of us and how that part of you is meant to show up in the world today. I truly believe that all of us are here for a collective purpose of supporting the healing of humanity and supporting the healing of the planet, and that we all play a role, and that there's no, this is a big role, this is a small role. They're all important roles, and it's just a matter of what's your role and what are you here to do and how are you here to show up to support the healing of humanity, to support the healing of the collective, so that we can leave this planet a better place than how we found it. So that is my goal. The Healer's Journey. Come register. The link is in the show notes, and I cannot wait to see you there. So that is it for today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for these beautiful questions that are always submitted. If you would like to submit your own question to be answered on the podcast, you can do so by going to CristinaAroche.com/ask-Christina, or go to the show notes and the link is there for you. I cannot wait to answer your question. As always, I'm sending you so much love and angel blessings, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye. Thank you once again for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. And if you want to learn more about the Divine Connection podcast, you can go to CristinaAroche.com/podcast and learn about how you can be featured on the show.